Hey Virgo, we're here for your weekly tarot love reading July 28th through to August 3rd. So this is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now I do like to remind you, Virgo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate, and you are always welcome here on my channel to take what works and leave the rest. And just a quick reminder that if you'd like to get a personal reading, I offer those through Etsy, and the link is in the description box below the video. So we're gonna hop right into it today, Virgo, and we're gonna see what could be coming towards you this week when it comes to love. First message coming out today says, the dragonfly, lighthearted and adapting, finding out and change, things coming to light and healing. So I gotta say, Virgo, we're getting some pretty big energy here to suggest that something is going to be revealed to you this week. You are going to be finding something out, okay? Something is going to be coming to light. So we're gonna see where this goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo this week. Key on a ring, uh-oh. Many options, unconventional, one night stand, and string along. My goodness, Virgo. Are you going to be finding out this week potentially that the person who you're involved with is not as committed to you as you had hoped? It is unfortunate to have this card following the first message that says finding out and things coming to light, because it's kind of given the vibe here, Virgo, that what you could be finding out is that your person is keeping their options open. All right. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo. Love. Okay, sorry, I love love, but like, I'll tell you why I'm having this reaction in a moment. So the card says unconditional love. I'm gonna explain it. Self-love and wholeness, affection and attraction, and selflessness. Okay. I'm having like a very negative reaction to this card, and you're probably like, why? Because this is a really nice card. But the reason is because we can't forget the two cards that came before this, Virgo. So let's talk about it. The first thing that does not sit well with me with this card is unconditional love. And I'm gonna tell you what came to mind immediately when I pulled this card, Virgo. So when I pulled this card, it was basically like, I saw someone going to another person. So like your person going to you, Virgo, and being like, yeah, I messed up, I slept with somebody else, but like, you know, you love me, right? So if you love me, shouldn't you just forgive me? Right? Because that's what unconditional love is. You know, if you really loved me, Virgo, unconditionally, you know, you'd forgive me for this. It's a little gaslighty, right? And so I almost wonder if maybe there's somebody here who has done some things that have not been good, have not been respectful to you in the relationship, but then they come back around and they're like, but I thought you said you loved me. So if you love me, like, you know, can't we just get over it? Can't we move past it? I am getting the energy of somebody kind of like stepping all over you, you know, kind of just taking advantage of your kindness. Because when I look at this energy as well, it's saying things like affection, attraction. It even says the word selflessness, Virgo. And I kind of feel like that represents how you've been showing up in this relationship. I feel like you've probably been very selfless. I think you've probably put their needs ahead of your own, and you've showed up for them and you've loved them, and maybe you've even forgiven some bad behavior in the past, right? And so now they have this expectation that you're just gonna always be there for them no matter what. And we're gonna see how it plays out, but I definitely feel that they're kind of taking you for granted. I'm getting the word respect very, very strongly showing up in my mind. Like I'm seeing the word respect in my head, Virgo, and it's like, I feel like they have not respected you, okay? Through some sort of behavior that they have done here, okay? And I feel like you could be finding out, unfortunately, some hard information this week, but then it might even get more complicated because it's like you might find something out. Like let's say your person has been cheating and then you find out, like in my mind, if they cheated and they want to be with you, they should be like groveling and begging for forgiveness. That's me. That's not a tarot thing. That's just my opinion. It's like, if they messed up like that, they should be doing everything that they can to win you back if they want you back. And you might not even want them, right? Like, you know what I mean? But instead of them like groveling, I almost feel like they're just kind of taking it for granted that you're gonna get over it and it's gonna be fine. Or they're gonna try to like minimize the issue and just kind of pretend like, no, it's all good. Like, why is this such a big deal to you? They might even, I'm getting gaslighting again, you guys. Like they might even say things like, well, we never technically defined the relationship, or like, I thought we made it clear, like we were in an open relationship. And you're like, when did we ever have that conversation? You know, like I'm getting some weird vibes here. So here's what we're gonna do, Virgo. For the rest of the reading, we're gonna look at this person and we're gonna look at you. So So we're going to look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I will look at the same thing for you, and then we'll look at the potential outcomes. So let's see where this goes, you guys. Tell me about this person who Virgo is involved with, please. Okay. First card coming out is the Queen of Cups. Water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I do think this is someone who probably at points tells you how much they love you. I'm wondering if it's a little bit of a love bombing energy, you know? Coming on a little bit too strong. Tell me more. Three of Swords. And then they break your heart. They tell you they love you and then they break your heart, right? Okay? I'm feeling so snarky today, Virgo, but it's like, it's hard to see this kind of energy because my heart goes out to you, because this is someone who I think truly has led you to believe that they love you. Like, I don't think you created this scenario in your head. I think they have actually done things that have led you to believe that they love you and they want to be with you. And then they do shit to like really hurt you with the Three of Swords. Like, this is a big problem to have the Queen of Cups and then the Three of Swords, right? And then it becomes so awful for you because you're like, how could somebody who says they love me so much do something that also hurts me so much? Tell me more about their energy. Ace of Wands. Okay, guess what this is, you guys? Ace of Wands to me can sometimes be the card of a one-night stand, right? So basically, literally this message, right? The Ace of Wands, if that's in a reading with a lot of cards that indicate commitment and stability, it's great. It can just be about that passion and chemistry. But when we're dealing with a reading where we have literally got one night stand showing up as a message within the oracle, this is basically saying it's like your person breaks your heart because they're keeping their options open. That's essentially what it's saying here. It's like they're being driven by their desires. I think this is someone who just like does whatever they want in the moment that feels good, right? Somebody who doesn't really think through what they're doing and they're like, oh, I saw that person and I was attracted to them, so I hit on them. What's the problem? Or I slept with them. What's the problem? Like, it's just somebody who's very desire driven, but doesn't necessarily think about the impact of their actions. Or, like I said, just assumes that you're going to stick around regardless. Tell me what they could be feeling this week. The Hermit, they go cold. This is Virgo energy. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Virgo. I think that one day they tell you they love you, the next day they go into hermit mode and they're completely disconnected. You can't reach them, you can't talk to them, you can't figure out what's going on. Oh, what is this? And then they come back and love bomb you, you guys. Knight of Cups, more water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've talked about this before, by the way, if you guys watch my channel regularly. I have a problem with this card sometimes, depending on the rest of the reading. This is one of those readings I'm gonna have a problem with this, okay? Because the Knight of Cups is like that knight in shining armor, that romantic energy where it's like, what, they go into hermit mode and ignore you and go do bad behavior and then they come back around and love bomb you with this Knight of Cups. It's almost like they have this overconfidence that they know exactly what to say and what to do to pull you back in. I think you've forgiven this person before, for some of you. Tell me more about what they could be feeling. The Two of Wands. Yeah, but they don't know what they want, right? Two of Wands is somebody who's evaluating their options. They're like, do I want this? Do I want that? I don't know. Everything looks great, right? It's not an energy of like focusing exclusively on you and the connection. What actions could they be taking this week? The Magician. Probably lying to you about something. This is also a big problem, Virgo, okay? Let's go back to the Oracle. So remember, the first Oracle message said, things coming to light, finding out, okay? Here's what I think could happen. I feel like you could find something out and then you go and confront them about it and you're still not getting the whole truth. So they might tell you something, but like your gut is like, I don't know. I don't feel like they're being totally honest, or maybe they're telling you half truths, you know? They're telling you part of the story, but they're leaving part of it out. The Magician to me is a problem because it tells me that they're probably not being totally honest in their dealings with you this week, Virgo. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. King of Swords. So King of Swords, air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It is about communication, but beside the Magician, it's kind of like they are going to communicate with you, but like I'd be very careful about what they're saying because it feels like with these two cards beside each other, you might not be getting the full truth. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Ten of Cups, they're back to promising you happily ever after. Yeah, I mean, this is the energy of somebody who, I think they like having you around. They like knowing that they can always come back to you and, you know, and it feels manipulative if I'm being very honest here, because let's be quite frank, Virgo, like if somebody is telling you they want happily ever after with you and they want to build a life with you, would they also be keeping their options open? No, like those two things don't fit together. You know what I mean? So I guess what I'm getting here is like their words are saying one thing because they want to hook you and pull you back in, but their actions are showing you something completely different. I talk a lot about this, especially when I do like one-on-one private readings for folks where I'm like, they'll be like, oh, well, my person told me this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, but what are their actions showing you? Like, this is where you need to actually look at what their actions are showing you. Watch not just for the words, but watch for the actions that this person is taking, right? What does that actually tell you about what their intentions are? Okay, so that's them. So let's look at you. Tell me about Virgo this week. 4 of Cups, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you're starting to emotionally detach and pull back, right? You kind of need some time and space to think about what's going on. I think you're realizing that you're in a bit of a mess here with this person, but I think it's tough because a connection like this can kind of mess with our heads. Like the 4 of Cups is definitely pulling back your energy and kind of shutting down, but the 4 of Cups can also be a card of missed opportunities. And it's almost like a bit of a problem in a reading like this, because part of you is maybe like, I deserve better, I want to walk away. But then part of you is like, but am I missing out on an amazing opportunity? Maybe they're not great now, but maybe someday in the future, they'll be amazing, right? And we've talked about this before as well, Virgo. It's like falling in love with somebody's potential versus how they're actually showing up for you right now. That can be a problem. Tell me more about Virgo's energy this week, the 8 of Cups. I do think you're starting to think about walking away. Like this person might be very surprised. It could definitely be to the point with that 8 of Cups where you're like, I'm not just going to stick around forever. Like, what am I doing? Do I even want this? Does this even make me happy anymore? Tell me more, please. King of Pentacles, your energy. I think you are being encouraged to step into your power. This is where I start to talk to people and I'm like, do you feel stable in this relationship? Do you feel secure? Do you feel a sense of peacefulness? I was watching something the other day that I really liked, you guys. Someone was talking about love, and they were talking about how what we should be looking for, in their opinion, when it comes to love and relationships is peace. You know, because everyone's looking for different things. You might be looking for fireworks and passion and all this stuff. And this person was like, I think we don't acknowledge enough how important it is to actually feel peaceful in a relationship. Like to be with somebody where we trust them and we have no concerns. We're not getting up in the morning wondering what they did last night. We're not having conversations with them, but also behind the scenes wondering if they're not telling us the truth, right? And so I feel like the King of Pentacles is actually encouraging you to take a really good hard look at this and be like, when I think about this relationship, when I think about being with this person and the times we spend together, do I feel secure? Do I feel at ease? Do I feel a sense of peace? Or do I feel anxious? Do I feel uncertain? Do I feel like I never know where I stand? These are things that you can ask yourself to start to really check in about how you feel in the relationship. All right, tell me what Virgo could be feeling this week, please. The Tower. Okay, unfortunately, you guys, I was gonna say fortunately, but unfortunately, I'll explain. You know, something big and shocking could be happening this week. The first message did say something comes to light. I do think something is coming to light. I think it's gonna rock your world. And, you know, the Tower, it does tend to be a scarier energy because it essentially comes in and breaks things up, right? Like it breaks down things that are no longer serving us. And I kind of feel like something is coming to light for you this week to maybe help show you the cracks in the foundation to this relationship. Because the thing is, the Tower, it's funny because to me, the Tower is actually a helper. That's like how I look at the Tower, because I feel the Tower tends to come into a reading when we, like, if we're really honest with ourselves, like we know something's not great, we know there's problems, we know there's issues, but maybe we haven't really been addressing them. The Tower basically comes in and like puts it right in front of our face where we can no longer avoid the issue and we have to address it. And I feel like that's almost what could be happening this week, where it's like the truth is being put front and center in front of you, Virgo, because it's like, now it's time to see the truth of what's going on here. And the other thing I'll say, it's like the Tower card does break things down sometimes. Like this could be a moment where you realize, I want to walk away. I don't want to be with them, because you realize the foundation isn't solid. But it tells you something too, like if the relationship broke down, the foundation wasn't there to begin with. You know what I mean? Because if you had a really, really, really solid foundation and you had the stability, tower moments don't tend to necessarily break down those relationships. But what a tower moment can do is it can show issues in an unstable connection and then make you take a really good hard look at what's actually going on. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. The Nine of Wands, I mean, obviously super tested by everything that this person has put you through and everything that's been going on. Tell me more, please. Page of Pentacles. I feel you have always been the bigger person, Virgo. I feel like you're probably the one who always reaches out and tries to fix things. And again, that's kind of why I think your person, in a way, does what they want, because they're always like, well, Virgo's going to take me back. I can talk my way back into Virgo's life. It's going to be fine. I don't know that this time is going to be the same as it's been before, though, right? Like, you might try to reach out to them because that's what you've done before, but then you're like, wait, what am I fighting for? Does this actually bring me happiness? Is this what I want? So let's see what actions you could be taking. Five of Cups. You're very disappointed in them and they've let you down, obviously. I mean, you might try and talk to them about it, but I don't know, guys. Like, we had the Magician and stuff. I just don't know that you're going to get the full information. So this might even be a week where you try to go in and have a conversation. Like, you try to use communication effectively to deal with the issue. I don't know that they're necessarily going to meet you there. I just feel like that King of Swords and the Magician, it's like they will talk to you, but like, I just don't know if they're telling you everything. Tell me more, please. Ace of Cups, yeah. I do think you're starting to wonder if you'd be happier elsewhere. Ace of Cups can be about a brand new love, and you might be looking at this and being like, is this actually making me happy, or could somebody else make me happier potentially, right? Tell me more about what actions Virgo could be taking. Temperance, Sagittarian energy. You know, temperance is about finding our balance. And I almost feel like that's a bit of advice for you as well, Virgo, where it's like situations like this can feel very chaotic. And honestly, I feel sometimes like when we're dealing with somebody like this, they do that on purpose, because if it's very chaotic energy, sometimes it can be hard to think straight. So it kind of confuses you. And I think that serves your person, because if you're kind of confused, it might be easier to, you know, manipulate you, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? And so I feel like if you're able to kind of find your center here, Virgo, and get really stable and grounded and figure out what you want and what you deserve, you're going to be less susceptible to your person trying to sway you one way or another, because you'll actually already know in your heart what it is that you want. I think you need to give yourself a little bit of time and space here, Virgo, this week to connect with your heart space and to be like, is this relationship making me happy? Or am I constantly feeling left out, let down, disappointed, right? What are you feeling? And then decide, like, what do I want moving forward? And do I think I can get that with this person or not? I have an opinion. You probably know what it is, but you do you. You do what you want here. Let's see what the potential outcome is, you guys. Page of Swords. So Page of Swords, air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, it does indicate communication. It does indicate your person keeping tabs on you. The thing is, it's very much like a testing the waters kind of energy. Like, your person may be trying to communicate with you, but doing it in an immature way, or like reaching out to talk to you, but not actually addressing the issue. I always feel like the Page of Swords is kind of that text that like says, hey, what's up? You know, after you've had a big fight and you're like, why is that the text you're sending me? Why aren't you like acknowledging the issue? And it's because it's that energy of like testing the waters, but maybe not like fully jumping in and dealing with the issues yet. Tell me more about what the potential outcome is. Seven of Swords. Guess what that is? A liar. It's a liar, Virgo. What else? Hanged Man. I gotta say, you guys, the outcome is suggesting this is not gonna move forward, if I'm being very honest with you, and we'll talk about why. Like I said, they might be trying to talk to you. Their communication is probably gonna be surface level and immature. And then guess what? Seven of Swords. Guess what this is? A liar, the thief of the tarot. So it's like they're gonna try to reach out, but again, are they being honest in how they communicate? Unfortunately, with this energy, probably not. And then what happens? What is the Hanged Man? It's something that's not moving forward. It's a situation that is stuck. And so that to me is saying, like, if you choose to continue with this person, and that's your choice, you do what's right for you, Virgo. The tarot is kind of suggesting that there's a pattern here that might continue. we're definitely seeing a bunch of cards here that indicate somebody not being honest about something, whether it's cheating or something else, somebody not being honest about something and struggling to generally be honest at all. Like, I feel this person struggles to be honest, like generally. This is not about you. Like, I don't think they just lie to you, Virgo. I think they just are not honest in other areas too. That's their shit to figure out. But I feel like this is showing a pattern that you've probably been in with this person. And I think this week is maybe highlighting this pattern for you. You might find out something or part of something, a half truth about something. You try to fix it and resolve it as you usually do, but then you still keep feeling like this person is hiding things from you. And then you feel stuck again, like things are not moving forward. So this might be a week that's kind of highlighting a pattern in this connection. As painful as it might be, in my opinion, it's good to see the patterns, because even if what we're seeing is a pattern that doesn't serve us, the moment you have that awareness of the pattern, Virgo, you can decide what you want to do with it. If you see the pattern and you choose to continue in that situation, at least you're doing it with open eyes, right? But if you see the pattern and you're like, I'm actually noticing that we've done this before and I don't like this, you can also choose to try to break the pattern as well and do something different, right? So I think the big thing here is that the awareness can really help you this week figure out what you want to do for yourself moving forward. It's like, put that spotlight back on yourself, Virgo, and start asking yourself, what does true love feel like to you? Does it feel like this, or does it feel like something else, right? Like, start to connect in with what you really want in love, and then ask yourself, am I happy in this situation or not? I think this week is encouraging you to look at any potential patterns with you and this person and to ultimately ask yourself if it's serving you. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. If this reading resonated with you, do me a solid, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you'd like to get a personal reading, I do offer those through Etsy. The link is in the description box below the video. And of course, I wish you love and happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.